well, it is 2 o'clock. So welcome all. Wow, quite a few people. Thank you. Welcome all to today's presentation of VoluTank Army. No joke, serious stuff. So we will be looking at some slideshows. We're going to be looking at a slideshow. We're going to be looking at some live charts. And today we had a very exciting day in the NASDAQ. I'm sure you've been following this. Just huge amount of volatility. I am kidding, of course. It's been quite miserable. But as always, we will be looking at today's charts. I never cherry pick whatever happened today. That's what we are going to see: the good, the bad, and the ugly, mostly the ugly. But yeah, it was it was a very interesting day today. Oh, Raj, you're here. Excellent. Captain Optimus. I don't have a chart with Captain Optimus here. I don't even have charts that would need Captain Optimus. However, well, we will be talking about this with the smaller time frames like NINZA. You would need Captain Optimus, and this indicator is compatible with Captain Optimus. You would be able to automate the signals. But before we even start, before we even go there, let's first figure out who I am. I'm always trying to figure out who I am. So if you never heard me before, my name is James. I've been trading for about 18 years. Partnered up with NINZA 3 years ago. They have great products, and so I love working with them. Today's product is no exception. Really good stuff. I have a Discord group. We have a lot of fun there. Yesterday, for example, I suggested shorting gold at 32.52. If anyone here is from my group, please confirm that we had a gold short at 32.52. Take a look where gold is now. Whoa. Okay. So let us begin. So before I forget, stay for the whole presentation. At the end of this presentation, NINZA is gonna give you an awesome gift. It's gonna be an awesome gift. Stay tuned. Don't leave. So yeah. All right. So what we will be talking about today. Let me just make sure that you guys can see this. Looks like you can. Basically, this indicator, it's all about supply and demand, support and resistance based on volume. It looks for areas of heavy buying. There is at least, let's say, twice the amount of selling, for identifying zones that are bullish, to the opposite, areas where there is much more selling than buying, to identify bearish areas we would want to short. They employ something called a power shift. Now, what is a power shift? It is an area where there is buying that's going into a particular price, and then all of a sudden there is lots of selling that is coming in, and we will be looking at it in actual charts from today. So based on this power shift, here is an example of, if you can see this, I hope, a price coming down, and immediately there is buying that is occurring. This creates this power shift. Again, it's based on volume. And then what you're looking to do is you're looking to be long toward the zone on top, where prior selling was heavier than buying, so you would expect some kind of a reaction. But the idea is you always want to be long from areas where heavy buying is coming in, and you always want to be short from areas where heavy selling is occurring. This is the gift. Yeah, awesome gift. Stay tuned. Awesome gift. Just awesome. Okay, so this is obviously for day trading. This could be used for scalping, although I use it in a 15-second chart. I look for a bit more than scalping. I will be demonstrating that, hopefully, if you're going to get any kind of price action. It's been terrible all day. So again, and I just realized actually not too long ago that these shapes are tanks, aren't they? Yeah, I didn't realize it. So this is an upside down tank, which means bearish, reached an area where there was selling occurring, and this is obviously areas where there was buying occurring. So this is a right side up tank, and this is area where there was buying occurring. You are looking to be long toward an area where there was selling occurring. So that's the whole idea, right? Price moves. Price always tries to do what? To find balance, right? So it always moves from areas of heavy buying to areas of heavy selling. Even in a miserable day like today was, there was still, as you will see, areas of heavy buying and areas of heavy selling. It's much more apparent on days when things are actually moving and trending, as opposed to what we had this morning. So as far as time frames, I tried it on different things. It works pretty much on anything. You could make it work on a Renko chart. With the Renko chart, I would advise to get Captain Optimus to take the trades for you, because it just moves too fast. If you're more like me and you're just okay with time charts of some kind, there was plenty of time to get in. But with the smaller ones, yeah, for sure, you would need Captain Octopus, in my opinion. So here is we see a good example of this again. This is the power shift I was talking about, where there is selling. You can obviously see the selling, a very heavy selling bar immediately followed by buying. So this just tells you that the sellers are being rejected, the buyers are in control, and you definitely want to be long, targeting or trying to stay in a trade, I guess, to an area where there was prior selling happening. And then, of course, you can act. In other words, you want to take a short toward the area where there was buying, but once you arrive there, you better be on your toes, because price could turn around pretty quickly, as we will see shortly. So the shift in volume creates supply-demand zones. That's what this indicator is all about. It has signals. It has actual signals to go long or short. When I was trading it for the video I created, and just like for my own purposes, just to see how it works, I really was not concerned much with the signal itself. To me, the bigger value here was just knowing who is in control. That's all I needed to know. If I know who is in control, the buyers or the sellers, to me it's enough. I don't need an official signal. Again, I'm going to be demonstrating it soon. But there is an actual signal that is compatible, as I said, with Captain Optimus. So everything we spoke about already. There is not much to this, except it's as simple as that: identifying areas of buying, identifying an end of a move, in this case a short move, that is ending by buyers coming in, that pushes the price up. The indicator identifies it as such. When there is much more buying than selling all of a sudden, that's when it identifies this area that you probably now want to be long. The move down is over, and now we're starting a move higher. The power shift, right? This is the power shift over here, from the bearish to the bullish. Again, this is also, so the upside down tank, we are selling. We're selling into an area where there is buying, then we want to be long to short, and so on. Now, I do want to get to some live charts before we miss all action altogether. So let me do this 1 minute. Let me okay. So let's start with gold. We will get to the NASDAQ. I know everyone wants the NASDAQ. We will get to the NASDAQ. I said we're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. We will see the NASDAQ. Let's check out gold just to see how gold did today. So let me go back. 930. Okay, so of course, gold opens at 820, so you can even make it before then. So what happens is this, and with this newer version, I first had the version without these dots being so prominent, but the dots again just kind of tell you that here is the power shift. Make it bigger. Ooh, whoa, much, sorry. Let's get back. So here is the power shift of selling coming in, but then buying, right? So here was this kind of a hot pink bar over here. This was selling, immediately met by buying, and this lets you know now that the buyers at least are attempting to take control. This is the official signal. This is the official signal. Again, I don't even always use the official signal, but that's what it looks like. A zone is identified. Zone is identified. We have buying coming in, and here is the signal. Now, it has prior zones already, so you're going to know where this is in real time. And when price arrives, and you are long, you want to kind of just be careful now. If you are long and you're trying to hold, you would definitely be either scaling out or bringing up your trail stop or just flattening up altogether, because you are arriving at a zone that was identified prior. Okay, so then it's 930. Now 930, it's like this, and we can see. So again, here is the selling. Here is the selling. We were moving higher, right? Here is a very kind of dark blue bar. Hope you can see this. And then immediately there is selling coming in. There is the dot, and you can see that the sellers are in control. You can see it. They are in control right now. Price is moving lower, retesting again this zone. Now, here is what I found interesting, and this is not an official word from NINZA. This is what I found interesting. If it's a selling zone and they break through the top, you can actually be long. Again, there is no signal for that, and this is not officially from NINZA. Just from my observation, they start breaking through, you can just be long. The thing is, when they break through, they hit immediately another zone, and this one holds. So then they go lower, more selling, right? Here we go, more selling is coming in, they go lower. Now, what could you be targeting if you are short? Well, you still see this zone, this prior zone where there was buying. So you are keeping an eye on this as they're going lower here. I don't know if they hit it or not. Completely sideways. I said just ugly markets. They come back to this original shorting zone area. More selling coming in. An official signal is over here. Then there is another just very obvious sellers are in control, and price is moving lower. A new zone is identified right above this one. And this one is telling you, the thing is, and here is the problem, which is actually useful, because you know this ahead of time. If you are long, you still are aware of this zone. So if you are long, you know you don't have much room here. So either you don't take the trade at all, or you're saying, if I'm going to take a trade, it's got to be for a quick scalp, because I don't have too much room. This zone could still react the other way. In a situation like this, again, either you don't do nothing. If you plan to do something, it's got to be real small, just like, like a quick scalp, because this could still give way. Okay. And then they're breaking through until they get to the next one. Really tight price action today. Again, all of these are holding. This zone is holding a few actual selling signals. All of them would have worked out for sure, but just sideways. Again, another selling area. into a buying area, and just like before, right, we spoke about this before. Yes, this is a buying area, however, it's feeding right into this, which already sold off a few times. So either you do nothing, or if you are contemplating a long, you gotta just be aware you don't have too much room here, if at all. And then they break up, another zone coming down again. Oops. Finally reaching this one I was talking about earlier. This one though breaks. Well, it breaks by a few ticks, just wicks actually, and then goes back up. Kind of what I was talking about before. Once a zone is broken, very often you can just be long for the next one. Again, there was just not enough room. It immediately hits the next zone, and yeah, coming down. This is where we are pretty much now. Yeah, so this is where we are now. Okay, so that's gold. That's gold. Let's take a look at everyone's favorite. Should we take a look at YM first? Real quick at YM before we move to the NASDAQ. YM was a bit weird, actually. Let's... Oh, by the way, before I forget, I did not change any settings. I always forget to say that. I did not change any settings. Everything as is. I just put the indicator on. I did not change anything. In a case of YM, you probably would have to. I'll show you in a minute why. Probably some change of settings would be advisable. I don't, because then I have to answer questions. What are the perfect settings? And there are no perfect settings, of course. So I just don't change anything. So here is the open, and we immediately get to the chop, right? We get from selling to buying to selling. Here is the actual short signal back to this buying area. So not much room. When they first open up, not much room. Already kind of you can see the chop. As I said, once they break a level like this, you can just be short in the case. Now, if you understand trading, of course, you would understand why, right? All these people who are long, and this does indicate there is some buying coming in here. So all these people are long, price breaks, what are they going to do? They're going to cover their longs. How do you cover a long? You sell, right? And that accelerates the move lower. So anyway, coming down, but right here is the power shift, right over here. Right over here is the power shift. We now have buyers in control, and price is moving up. They're moving up until not too far away, there is selling occurring. Where are they going to take it to? Well, right back to here, right? Right back to over here. Tight price action. What are you going to do? Not much range. They come here and they go back to the zone. They come to the zone slightly up. Here is the sell signal. What does this mean? More selling is coming in aggressively. There is some aggressive selling coming in, and price is going lower. Where are they going to go to? This identified zone. What happens if this zone doesn't hold? As I said, not an official word from, sorry, nope, I have to wait. Not an official word from NINZA, but if you understand what is happening with volume and just how price works, once they break a zone, you can just be short, because they're just gonna take it out and go find some other zone underneath. So the only thing you have to watch for is that there is no zone right close to it, but in this case there wasn't. And the strange thing is, it did not draw any more zones for the rest of the day. At least when I last looked at it, there was nothing. It just drew something here. So this is recent. When I looked at it, there was nothing. This was identified as a selling area, a little bit, not much. They break through, you can just be long for whatever. Once they reconfirm, of course, you can't be long anymore, but this is where they are, just doing a whole bunch of nothing. So that's the YM, and now we can get to the NASDAQ. Now we can get to the NASDAQ. Huge movements in the NASDAQ today. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys, you know, I tell people I have a webinar and people are not paying attention. Okay. All right, NASDAQ. Let's go to 930. At least the NASDAQ had zoned. But again, everything was just really, really, really tight. Why can't I just grab it? Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Okay, so yeah, let's somehow with Zoom is on. Sometimes I can't grab the. Okay, let's go. Why can't it work? Whoa. All right. Come on. Right, let's just pick a point. This is I have trouble with this here. Okay, so just like before, right? We have buying that feeds into the selling, right? A zone breaks, and when the zone breaks, like I said, it just is going to keep on going. All these buyers are now covering, which accelerates the selling from the sellers that came from here. Right, so these two zones are very close together, and when it happens, eventually, obviously, one side will give in, and when it happens, it's a pretty violent move. So they arrive then at an area now where there is buying. So here is the power shift, right? I spoke about earlier. There is buying. They move up, selling. They get here, there is not much here, they try to hold and they can't. So what's going to happen if this zone gives way? They just going to go a heck of a lot lower. Now I know this is Globex, but let's just quickly, okay, buying, right? Buying here. Here is the official signal. This is the actual signal to go long. Then more buying is coming in here. When this happens, by the way, you're not even thinking of being short, right? And you'll be surprised, by the way, you'll be surprised how your trading will improve if you just eliminate one side. You just say, all I'm seeing is buying, so maybe I won't participate in a long for whatever reason, but at least I know not to be short. This alone will improve your trading. Okay. I just feel like, okay, so again, just more buying, no sign of selling yet. No sign of selling, more buying, and now there is selling. Not much here. This one is better. This one is better. Feeds into a buying area. Once they break, they go lower right to the next one. So again, now things are just getting really close. Selling to buying, just really, really choppy and close. That's just the price section. Nothing you're gonna do. Here is 930. Okay, 930. So when they open up, you can see they're going right through everything. They're just going right through all the previous selling zones. And as I said, once they start breaking it, this is an unofficial word, but you can actually be long because they're going to go quite a bit higher. They come down. Here is the power shift. We have now buying coming in here to the selling area, to the buying area, to the seller. So yeah, just really choppy, no direction. And they just keep moving from areas of demand to areas of supply. I mean, pretty accurate, but not much range. There was not much range today pretty much all day. I mean, you can see, I mean, when you have a zone pretty much on top of a zone, there was nothing to do here. There was nothing to do. Then, of course, they get to this nice selling, right? So as they are selling, you're not thinking about buying until when? Until you look to the left, right? When you are here, let's say you look to the left and you see these two zones. The first one breaks, the second one holds. The second one holds. Here is an official buy signal from VoluTank, and it comes up until it identifies another selling area. Once they break through, as I said, you can probably be long because they're going to go higher. Buying is coming in, they're going higher, and at some point I think there was selling over here, which hit this one this one held back to this zone over here. So just the way things worked out today. Here is the selling coming down, probably toward here. Here it is, right? Coming toward here. Once they break through, they would look for another areas to sell until the sellers are coming in, which happened over here. Coming down back to the zone. Here is the signal, holds until selling is coming in. And again, just look how tight. Look how ridiculously tight. What are you going to do here? I mean, if you are long, you know you got to be out as they're arriving here. If you are short, you know you're going to be out before price arrives here. So there's not much to do. So let's see now if there is anything we can do live. Let's take a look now live and see what in the world can we do here. Well, again, we have zone on top of zone on top of zone. This is a buying, and if I'm going to be long, I'm going to have to be targeting this. The official signal was here. I missed that. So let's see. Let's see. Again, far from ideal. I just want to try and catch something here. I mean, if this succeeds, I'd be targeting here. If it breaks below here, I am out. So now just let's see if there is any kind of price action we can deal with here. Obviously took this one way too early. This is a sim account. I just want to point out this is a sim account. Let's see if we're going to take myself out, because if they break this level, they're going to go lower. So I'm getting ready to take myself out. Yep, I'll be out. They're probably going to be coming here now. Let's see. If they firm up, maybe I can try another long. So here, you see that they're coming here, as I said. Let's see if this one holds. If this one breaks, what do we have underneath? We have this. That's pretty far. Let's see. I should start looking at questions. I just realized I didn't even see the chat box. Let's hold on. So what can I be targeting? I mean, I could be targeting this area here, I guess. This is area where selling came in before. So, like in this example that tested the lower zone, I got in way, I mean, this was a terrible entry. I was just looking for something to try and catch, but so they chose to come to this zone, and that's why it's so helpful to know where these previous zones were. Let me quickly look at the chat box. Okay, let's see. Sure, sellers are strong. Yeah, well, today no one was really strong. They kept on going from sellers to buyers. Most people do not trade a 15-second chart. I don't know what most people trade. What do most people trade? A 1 minute, a 5 minute? I happen to like a 15-second. It's just very quick response. But no, but that's completely individual preference. You believe it should be 1 minute? By all means, then you trade the 1 minute. You should only trade in a way that is comfortable for you. You should only trade in a way that is comfortable for you. I just hope you're going to see some kind of action with 230. I mean, there should be some kind of a move. Oh, everything that paints, so this indicator does not repaint. So once the dots appear, they stay. This one does not repaint. I mean, do you want to see what a 1 minute looks like? I can put a 1 minute. Let's see, 1 minute. Not much change. It's again, it was just the kind of day this was. The 1 minute, not much change from the 15-second today. When things are moving, the 15-second just gets you in faster than the 1 minute, obviously. So for scalping purposes, I prefer the 15-second. It's just something I use. Again, it's very individual. Some people would not trade anything less than 15 minutes. It's fine. It's all fine. You know, whatever you like, that's how you trade. Whatever you like, that's how you trade. I mean, the zone is pretty much in the same area, so going to be trying to target this. Okay, let me see. Which data feed? This is rhythmic. They look better. Okay. I don't know. No, this is rhythmic. Oh boy. Yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna take that. See that they do nothing, and then all of a sudden they jump, and there you go. So it really doesn't matter what in this case, in today's action, 1 minute and 15 seconds really did not make much difference. Most of the time it does. What happened here was price came down to an area of buying. We knew it was an area of buying because it was identified here as early as here that there is buying coming in. And again, once you see these zones, they do not repaint. It doesn't matter if it quote worked or didn't work, they do not repaint. And so yeah, so that's why, see, so I guess on the 15-second shot, I just got in a bit early the first time, but that was my fault. I was, obviously, if I was seriously trading, I would not be getting into that first trade. It was just terrible. The second one worked out well. Now you see how they're coming up and now they're coming down. So they might be now testing this from above, right? Right, this zone that was identified earlier. They could actually come here and firm over here to try and again go higher. Or they can come all the way back down again here. But you see what they did so far, right? So far, they just arrived here. They're trying to hold. This test is not unusual. So this is, right, testing what used to be resistance, testing it from above. So so that's not unusual. As I said, they might probably firm here as they are arriving. So they are trying to firm. They are trying to firm. As I mentioned earlier, once they break through like this kind of resistance, you can actually be long. In our case, we were long even before, but even in real time, once this breaks, it just kind of tells you that that they want to go higher. Let me look in the chat box again. Okay, zones did not hold. Well, at some point, zones do break. There is no zone that always holds, right? Again, no zone. Okay, let's talk about this. It's an important point. I'm trying to think what's the best way to explain this. All zones, all levels are temporary, meaning what? They will act as support or resistance for a certain period of time. Now, I'm not going to get into time cycles here, which is a whole different thing. But there is such thing as time cycles. I'm just trying not, okay. What it means is that a price will stay in an area of support. It will respect areas of support and resistance for a period of time. But eventually, it will not hold. So no zone will forever be area of support or area of resistance. That's why you need some kind of confirmation. No matter what zone is created in the past, in the future, in the present, it's not going to hold forever. It's going to hold until time decides that it's time to go. And then price will be. Price is subordinate to time. Okay, price moves through time, right? You cannot have a chart with no time. You need time. Price moves through time, and time is more important than price. As traders, we only worry about price because we make or lose money based on price. Most traders don't even care about time. As a matter of fact, we managed to create bars that completely disregard time. Range, right, Renko, tick charts, right? They disregard time. But actually, for markets, time is more important than price. Not gonna go there. Sorry. Once I go on a tangent, I'm way off. Let's focus on this, shall we? Let's focus on this. So, price came right back to the scene of the crime, right? So far, this zone, which held before, our trade long was from this zone on a 15-second chart, but it was pretty much the same zone. Our long was from here. They broke through and they came down again to see if indeed this zone is still going to hold. And so far, obviously, it is still holding. Let me quickly look in the chat box again. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone's question. You would love to see a prop cash account? Get one? What do you mean by you would love to see one? I'm not understanding, I'm sorry. Let's see. Do you prefer VoluTank or Zone GPT? Well, those are quite different. It's been a while, to be honest, since I used Zone GPT. So Super Jump Boost. Super Jump Boost would be interesting to compare them. Again, when I do a video or when I do a webinar, I pretty much try to focus on one indicator. So it's because each indicator has its strengths and its weaknesses. So I really would not know exactly how to compare. You want to try something just for the hell of it? Let's hold on. Just for entertainment purposes. Okay, so here is a combination of Super Jump Boost and VoluTank. Hopefully, NINZA will not be upset with me. I just hopefully not. So this is a combination of the two, and they kind of actually don't work too badly together. All right, so we have buying identified here from the VoluTank, and then Super Jump Boost is giving you long signals. Of course, the VoluTank identified this much earlier, right? So much earlier. I guess this could be an additional confirmation. Here is a short, and it's interesting. So this short happens right where I said that if the VoluTank area breaks, you can actually be short, and that's exactly what Super Jump Boost is telling us here. You can just be short. Interesting how they work together. Buying, so both are buying. My problem here would be buying right into a selling area. That's just tricky, but that's the price action from today. What are you going to do? It is what it is. This is a long from Super Jump Boost, and again, it's a long from the same area as the VoluTank. It's just that the VoluTank already is telling you there is not much room. So yes, you could be long, but there is not much room before a reversal is possible or even probable. Okay, let me take a look. What confirmation? I'm looking to see some kind of a bullish bar. I need to see a bullish bar, right? So if I'm looking long, price arrives at a zone. I want to see how it behaves in that zone. I want to see a bullish bar to go long. If it tests resistance from below, I want to see a bearish bar to go short. When do they paint? Good question. If anyone is here from NINZA, maybe you can. I don't know exactly when they paint. I know. I don't think it's exactly on the bar, but I could be wrong. I don't think it's exactly on the bar. I think the indicator does look for something else to confirm that there is heavy selling. So I don't think it's on the, but I know it's not too long because again, when I watch it on a 15-second chart, they appear within a few bars after like the most recent bars. Like so, when I look left, all of a sudden I see a dot. So it's not too many bars. I'm just not sure exactly. I don't want to give you the wrong answer. I don't know exactly at what point those circles paint. I imagine the larger dots just mean there is a more severe volume disparity between the long and the short side. Like I imagine the bigger dot just means there is more buying, right? I mean, there's also a lot of selling, but there is more buying, But yeah, I imagine it has to do with the degree of buying or selling. In the first version that I received, there weren't even any dots. This is the updated version, so I'm really not sure. But you know, looking at the Super Jump Boost and VoluTank, they actually work well together. They work well together because the Super Jump Boost doesn't tell you what zone to watch for. So, for example, here is a long from Super Jump Boost, but it doesn't tell you that there is a zone right here where price could reverse. You see, so they actually complement each other fairly well. Let me see more questions. The large dots are part of the indicator. No, they are part of VoluTank. Yes. Again, I think it's the degree of buying or selling that is coming in. Okay. What time we have? Okay, I want to get back to the slideshow because I did promise you. Well, first of all, I need to show you the offer from ninZaFamily, and then there was the gift. There was the awesome gift. There was an awesome gift. So let me get now to the offer. So this is the offer. This is $396 for VoluTank. So you can take, you can scan it, take a screenshot. While you do that, let me look for more questions. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. I know, I just realized. Sorry. There you go. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, this is the price, $396, 50 copies. You can scan it. And let me just take a look one more time. Okay. Talk about the dots. That's all I know about the dots. The dots, they don't repaint. I'm not sure exactly when they appear. Can we see a 34.4 Renko? 34.4. Okay, 1 minute. I'll Okay, yeah, we spoke about price and that zones are not respected all the time. That's just the nature of zones. Oh, some people are so funny. All right. Yeah. So I'm just scrolling through all the questions, and some comments are just funny. I believe they are recording this. I'm pretty sure they are recording this. Yeah. So yeah, the dots. The first version I received did not have the dots, but now they do. Yeah. So yeah, the sharing thing, but sharing now. Let's see. Moshe, man, you're a great guy. Love this guy. Okay. Now let's sorry, just some people make me laugh. Let's go and see the awesome gift. So the gift is it's it's an awesome gift. The gift is the awesome oscillator. I actually have this. I used to trade this years ago. So now they're giving it away as a gift. Real nice. Wow, this brings me back. Yeah, so this is the gift. As I promised, an awesome gift. And here it is. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions? Please. Oh yeah, you wanted to see. Hold on. You wanted to see the 34 for Renko. Hold on. So where am I? Okay. 34.4. Let's load 5 days. I'll show it in a second, guys. Let me just get it going here. Now for Renko, I definitely would use Captain Optimus. Ain't no doubt about that. Okay, hold on. I'll share it in a second. Let me just make it a little. There we go. All right. Share this. Go. Okay. So this is actually, yeah, this is a cup. I don't even see. Yeah, I don't even see signals from the VoluTank here. Make sure it's still here. Yeah, what happened to the, hold on. Okay, take this and erase this. This way it's gonna be easier. Okay, now we have something to work with. Okay. So this is the 34.4. Come on, work on VoluTank. Again, I never looked at it with this time frame. Looks to be okay. Yeah. All right, so I hope that helped. All right, so yeah, let me put you back in here so you can see this. Questions, now is the time. Now is the time if you have any questions. Okay, the sell signal look like the buy. No, they're different colors, different arrows. Do you mean on okay, hold on. So the last couple of signals. Hold on. Okay, let me just take off the super jumbos there because it's getting too confusing. And let me share. Share. There we go. All right, so what do you mean by, well, here is the official sell signal, right? Here's the official sell signal. This is the buy signal. So I mean, they're different colors. They say the same thing, just different colors. One is to buy, one is to sell. Here is the sell. Here is the buy. Here is the buy. A buy. And this is where we are. So again, they're not moving far, but so far at least they are respecting the zone. And no zones hold forever. I wish. No. Zones hold until they don't. That's the deal with the zones. All right, one last look at the chat box. These are parameters out of the box as is. I don't change anything. I'll show you, but I do not change a thing. It's as is. As is. Yep, I don't change anything. Sometimes NINZA advises me what parameters are better, and if they don't, I just keep it as is. Okay, my pleasure. You're welcome. As far as I know, these are only for NinjaTrader, yes. Okay, special offer. That's their offer. I don't I just trade. They give me and I trade, and that's it. I don't make any decisions. My job is to trade. Okay. All right. So yeah, I thank you. Let me just make sure I don't see anything else. All right, I thank you for attending this webinar. Let me once again make sure, by the way, make sure you get the awesome gift. If you need to get in touch with me, you can email me here. I'll go daytrading@yahoo.com. Come visit us on Discord. We have a lot of fun every day. Make money every day, so come join us and see if we offer anything you could use in your trading. Thank you very much. I will see you guys next time.